Obama's re-elect numbers are at 43%, ladies and gentlemen. They've been hoping to keep him at 50-50. Now he's at 43. And the Politico today has their own story with a poll. For the first time, a majority of Americans say Obama should be voted out of the White House next year. It's the same story. It's just a different way they're reporting it. One story says, look at this, 43% disapprove of Obama. 43%. The Politico says 43% say Obama should stay, 57% say he should go.
And now, from sunny South Florida, it's Open Line Friday.
This is why Obama operates without a budget. He doesn't want accountability. It's why there's not going to be a tax increase on the rich in an election year. He doesn't want accountability. Obama wants class warfare, where he plays judge and jury as to how much money we have to spend. We are to have limited information about where our money is spent, sort of like John Corzine's customers. Greetings and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. El Rushfo here on Open Line Friday, where when we go to the phones, whatever you want to talk about is fine and dandy. It's not the case Monday through Thursday. Well, yeah, that Clinton got 43% of the vote, but that's when Perot was in there. There was a third-party candidate in there. But yeah, that's still a valid point if Ron Paul decides to go that way, or if somebody else decides to go third-party. Anyway, great to have you here. As I say, this is the greatest career risk a major media figure has ever taken, turning over the all-important, valuable, irreplaceable content portion of the program to rank amateurs, which is what we do on Open Line Friday. Rather lovable rank amateurs, but amateurs nonetheless. And it's fun. We look forward to it. Well, I do. Snurdly, it's his least favorite day of the week. I've never understood exactly why, but nevertheless. Ladies and gentlemen, the fact-checking continues here after these debates. It's a bit laughable, but it still goes on. The so-called fact-checking the media is doing. For instance, the AP went after Mr. Newt for saying that he had balanced the budget for 4 straight years. Now, the AP admits that there were surpluses for 2 years while Mr. Newt was Speaker, but they point out that the next 2 years of surpluses happened after he had left office. Here's the quote. 2 more years of surpluses followed, but Gingrich had gone from politics by then and had nothing to do with him. Oh, yeah, nothing to do with him. Now, that is just laughable. First, you take over the House for the first time in 40 years, then you balance the budget for the first time in a gazillion years. It stays balanced for a couple of years after you've had a couple surplus. You'd had nothing to do with that. Who do you think you are? Of course, those 2 years of budget surpluses were the direct result of what Gingrich had helped get enacted. He's perfectly correct to take credit for all 4 years. And then here's another one. The New York Times also has a fact-check piece today to go along with the AP. The New York Times claims Romney accused Obama of having said pretty please to Iran to return an American stealth drone. They fact-checked that. And they actually said, no, Obama never said pretty please. Cut us some slack. Obama asked them to give it back. What Romney was illustrating was the wussiness of this. And I thought it was a nice moment from Romney. Okay, so we lose a drone, and what do? Ask for it back? He was illustrating the absolute chickification of the President of the United States by saying, pretty please, will you give it back, pretty please? But they see this as a gotcha, since Obama actually never said pretty please. But then the Times isn't through with their fact check. Get this. Rick Perry said a better choice would have been to destroy or retrieve the drone to keep from revealing American technological secrets, which is inarguable. If you're on the sane side of Ron Paul, what in the world is wrong with that? But the New York Times goes on to claim, quote, in fact, American military officials considered an operation to retrieve the drone, but they rejected it as too dangerous, since it would require a sizable force traveling more than 200 miles into the country and likely facing a large Iranian protection force. That's not a fact. Here they're fact-checking Romney, and they throw in something what likely would face. They don't know that, and they present that as a fact in a fact-check article. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, who originally reported the Pentagon's options back on December 7th when the drone went missing, they considered three options with this drone. One was using commandos to retrieve it. Number two was using commandos to blow it to smithereens. And number three was destroying it with an airstrike. But according to the Wall Street Journal, the officials worried that any option for retrieving or destroying the drone would have risked discovery by Iran. They quoted an official who said that they were worried about recovering it or destroying it because of the potential it could become a larger incident, and that the U.S. could be accused of an act of war. There was no mention of it being too dangerous because they would be facing a large Iranian protection force. Where did New York Times get this? How come they're making this stuff up in a fact-check article? Unless the Times had another source that they're not willing to attribute here or mention, they just make it up. And even after this, what Perry said is still true.